January 20th, 21st, and 22nd, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, the sun is in Aquarius and the moon is in Taurus. They're a 90-degree angle. That means they are stubborn. That's what they don't tell you about Aquarians. They're stubborn because they can't follow, and they're built to give us a fresh new way of seeing the world. So they argue. It's like they don't want to do what you tell them to do, and they go the opposite direction even when they don't really want to. So you always say, like I had a child who was an Aquarian, and I'd say, do you want to go to Disneyland? And he'd always say no. Like, what? And then I'd have to wait. So the trick with Aquarius is they'll always say no to start with. You give them a minute, and the moon's in Taurus, and they'll come back round. There are 7 planets in fixed signs. That's what I'm describing. Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, and Leo. These are the people in the zodiac who they can't willingly surrender. They're built to hold down the fort. Like that's what the Aquarius says no for. Wait a minute. I'm not going to be assumed that I'm going to be like everyone else. So they stand in their individuality. The challenge with Aquarius and Taurus, the square, is that Taurus gets self-conscious because they feel like they're not supposed to be getting the saying no, and they don't understand why inside of themselves, if you were born with this conflict of Aquarius and Taurus, one part of you always resists. It's your nature to not follow. The other part wants nothing more than to find pleasure in being accepted. So some people live with this conflict, and you know who you are. If you're a personality type who has a lot of fixed energy, you want to be in control, you don't like surprises, and you want it to be your way. When someone gives you an instruction, you resist. You're not the first one in the row. You wait for people to tell you when you want to do it when you're ready. And Moon in Taurus is definitely a turtle. So I want to say Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday with all this fixed energy, it's a lot, 7 planets, is you can ask yourself, one, if you don't have fixed energy, you change all the time, you don't stick to the thing you say, you're late, you don't really do the rhythm that's required because if you're resistant to the fixed energy and you don't stay the course and you don't have loyalty and commitment, this is a great time to examine that. If you're too committed, you're staying in a relationship too long because you don't want to change, you say no because you don't really want to be activated, you want to be doing it on your, then you say to yourself, you know what, I am resistant. And I'm going to change that. And that's what astrology is for. The moon is conjunct Mars and Uranus. The moon is emotions. It's in Taurus. It settles us. Mars is in Taurus. It's pushy. It settles us, though it's in Taurus. And Uranus is there giving us electricity. This is a really important conversation with all these planets in fixed. Do I resist? Am I open? Here's the medicine for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm willing to admit that I don't really want to change. I don't really want to get started. It's the dead of winter, but I'm going to use this astrology energy because the moon and Uranus and Mars are conjunct to say to myself, next week, not now, I'm going to get really motivated. You know, that's the thing about fixed signs. They don't do it now. They do it on their schedule, and you give them permission to slow it all down, Moon and Taurus, and you'll get an answer from them. But don't push them around because they're kind of mean, and they push back. That's the worst. At best, they're like, be patient, and then they really show up and give it your all. Astrology Answers wanted me to tell you fixed people who are stubborn and steady eddies are loyal, but they have to do it on their terms. You can't push them.